That's enough. Thanks. Okay, so I forgot to shave this morning. Okay, every morning since 1967. Now, the beard wasn't always this big and bushy. I found out like 2 years ago that my wife likes it like this, and therefore I like it like this. Nice bit of symmetry there. So I got this John Brown, Old Testament prophet, Civil War general, Unabomber, Karl Marx, Charles Darwin, Santa Claus, David Letterman, Mr. Natural thing going here. It's easy tough. And there are adjustments to be made. I've been having to learn a new trajectory for getting a spoonful of soup from the bowl to my mouth. Got to go the long way around. Doesn't cut it. And I haven't mastered it yet. I do have 2 or 3 meals worth of stuff in here, which could come in handy if I ever find myself in a Donner Party kind of situation. I swear to God, the next time I hear somebody say, "Okay, boomer," I am absolutely going to ask what that means. No idea. Something about Oklahoma? And on the subject of newer expressions that don't make any sense, I would like to publicly apologize to my daughter for naming her Karen. It was a perfectly good name in 1970, right? Who knew it would turn into this ridiculous monstrosity? So, last year I had double hernia surgery. Had 2 big incisions in the groin area. Now it looks... Well, let me put it this way. I have never been tempted to take a picture of my junk. I've heard that guys do this and send the pictures out to people, which seems extremely optimistic. But if I were ever to completely lose my mind and do that, it would look like there were 2 large, angry eyebrows over my head. Or, from a different orientation, a huge Fu Manchu mustache. Either way, it kind of stupid. You guys, charitable folks who support various... I try to do my part, whenever I can. One of my favorite groups is Make-A-Wish. You know about these guys, right? They do terrific things for children with terminal illnesses. But if I'm a little kid, been sick for quite a while, and the Make-A-Wish people show up at my door, I'd be like, "Holy crap, you mean to say I'm dying? They've been telling me it's just a bad cold. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, 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 shit. Oh, now I'm going to get to hang out with my favorite football player? Hey, no offense, nothing personal, but you can keep Aaron Rodgers, okay? I need to spend time with a top-notch oncologist here. And you're going to take me where? Hey, fuck Disney World, okay? Get me to the Mayo Clinic. We need to cure my ass. No time for a vacation. Well, Alicia was talking about the Roe versus Wade thing. And I got to tell you, I got to go with Roe on this one, all right? Stay in the boat, keep pulling on the oars. Wade, you're just going to get all wet, slimy stuff around your ankles. Roe is where it's at. But no, I know what it's really about. And I got to say, I'm not pro-abortion. I'm not anti-abortion. I just think that what happens inside a person's body is nobody else's business. by saying that, I have been accused of being woke. And I am not woke. Most of the time I'm half asleep. I have no idea what woke even means, really. I think the people who use it don't either. Actually, this is one way of telling whether somebody is woke or not. If they use the word woke, they're not. But all the noise around this subject really is about differing beliefs about when a human egg becomes a person. Some people believe that it happens at conception. For others it's at birth. Other people it's somewhere in between or some other time. Now I'm Jewish, and in our tradition, you become a person upon graduation from medical school. Anything before that, you're just a random collection of cells. It's too bad. I got to talk about some medical stuff because that has been my summer. In June I had cataract surgery. Now, when I was first told that I had cataracts, I thought, cool, I can fix this by smoking weed. Now it turns out, I found out that's for a different eye thing, glaucoma, but smoked a bunch of weed anyway, just in case, But had the surgery. I think it turned out pretty good. My eyes look okay to you, sir? Anyway, that was step one in my medical summer. Now, just about a month ago, I had prostate surgery. Now, when I was first told that I had prostate cancer, I did not really think that I could fix it by smoking weed. Smoked a bunch of weed anyway. What did it really hurt? So now I'll be finding out what it's like living without a prostate. And I really don't know what to expect because I have no idea what the prostate is for or what it does other than grow cancers in elderly Jewish men. A friend of mine said actually the prostate is a strong bit of evidence in the debate about evolution versus creation, because there is no way God created something as dysfunctional and stupid as a prostate, unless she had a really wicked sense of humor. But yeah, prostates. And I have been told that I may or may not be able to get erections or any of that kind of stuff. And at this time in my life, I really don't much care. I think that ship has sailed. If I were to get that, what would I even do with it? Sort of like, whether or not I have a good throwing arm. Under what circumstances is that going to matter? Well, I don't think I should go any further without talking about World War II that's going on right now. And now, when I first heard people talking about Ukraine, I thought that it was a website for posting videos of long-legged birds. Ukraine. Some jokes I just do for myself. But now there are dilemmas going on in this whole conflict, though, mostly about buying Russian oil. are using Russian oil because, you know, on the one hand, nobody wants to be bankrolling Putin's war. On the other hand, a lot of countries in Europe that need the oil. And now here's where we could really use Donald Trump, okay? Because he could solve this in a second, just using his normal business model. Go ahead, import the oil, and don't pay for it. Well, it has been brought to my attention that I'm older than dirt. And it's true, I'm old. Had a birthday, turned 69. 5 years ago. Just like the sound of that number. I guess you guys do too. But just to be clear, being 69 and doing 69 are pretty much mutually exclusive. I have enough trouble trying to do one thing at a time. This kind of acrobatics, trying to get the right part into the right place. Better to go back to 68. You do me and I'll owe you one. Let me see how I'm doing in my 11th. This would be a lot more effective if I had remembered to check the time when I started. But at least I know what time it is now. It's 5 after. Yeah, but everything is going haywire now. I got hair growing in places hair doesn't belong, losing hair in places I like to have it, peeing constantly, sometimes after I've opened my fly. I don't know what the hell's going on. You know those books that they make 11, 12-year-olds read, What's Happening to My Body? We need something like that for 70-year-olds. I would buy 5 or 6 copies of that. Put one every place I might think to look for it. But no, it's all about pain now. Everything's about pain. Somebody asked me where it hurts. I got to go to that children's song. You know, head, shoulder, knees, and toes. As I relate to it, migraine, bursitis, arthritis, and gout. People ask me how I deal with being older. And I tell them pretty much the same way I dealt with being young. Drugs. But my choice of drugs has changed. Instead of marijuana, now it's Metamucil. Which I find much harder to roll up. Impossible to keep lit. I don't know how. Well, some of you may be thinking that you are getting old, and as a public service, I have some helpful hints, guidelines to let you know whether that is in fact happening. With apologies to my friend of a friend, Jeff Foxworthy, for borrowing his format, you might be getting old. If you have to lie down and rest for half an hour after taking a shower, you might be getting old. If you remember the Braves playing baseball in Milwaukee, the Hawks playing basketball in St. Louis, the Colts playing football in Baltimore, but don't know what you were doing or where you were this morning, might be getting old. If you grunt more than twice while tying your shoes, might be getting old. If the news gets you aroused and porn puts you to sleep, getting old. If a friend wants to meet you for drinks at 11, and you just assume he means AM, might be getting old. Or you're in Wisconsin.
She's going to stop.
If you take Viagra, just to keep from accidentally rolling off the bed at night. If you think everything is starting to smell like cheese, but it turns out it's just you. Definitely getting old. Well, I'm going to finish up with this. You may have noticed there's been a lot of political commercials on TV and radio these days, and it's only going to get worse. By late October, they will have completely taken over. They'll have driven the pharmaceutical ads completely off. Now, I think that the political ads should have to have the same kind of warnings that the drug ads do. Right? Because then we might see something like this. My opponent is an unscrupulous weasel doing the bidding of his special interest bosses, while I will work tirelessly to bring prosperity and freedom to all Americans. I'm Sam Democrat, and I approve this message. Caution may cause higher taxes, increased spending, breakdown of marriage and the family, inflation, and complete government control of your entire life. Excessive sympathy towards criminals, immigrants, and queer people may occur. Watch for signs of reefer madness. Consult Fox News or your local talk radio host before voting. And that followed immediately by this. My opponent is an unscrupulous weasel doing the bidding of his special interest bosses, while I will work tirelessly to bring prosperity and freedom to all Americans. I'm Bob Republican, and I approve this message. Could lead to loss of Social Security and Medicare, ballooning deficits, economic recession, unemployment, and war in the Middle East. Medieval attitudes towards women's health may occur. Promises could turn out different than they appear. In case of an election lasting more than 18 months, stop watching and see your psychiatrist immediately.